Hey everybody, my name is Albert Snodolaburn. Just Albert is fine. Now listen very closely. This is finally a podcast just for us, for you and me. I did stand-up comedy for 20 years and never got famous. And if you're listening to this, then you also never got famous, right? If we were famous, I wouldn't be doing this. You wouldn't be listening to it. We'd be doing whatever the famous people do during the day. Drinking champagne in the back of a limo, laughing at the people on the sidewalk. Ever seen that? Why, people driving by in a limo and pointing at you, laughing? It's happened to me a few times. And something inside us still thought, someday we'll get to be famous like that, somehow. But by now we realize, no, that is never gonna happen. How do we deal with that? How do we accept the crushing sensation of that failure every single day when we know life just ain't going to work out the way we secretly dreamed about, and at the same time, total morons on the TV getting famous? There's no talent there, no craft, never paid their dues, and they got millions of people watching them, and it makes you so angry that it's like there's fire ants on your brain to be aware of that, to know that complete morons are living the famous life, and you never will. You never will. So I think it's time to ask the question, is suicide an option for us? Gonna take a sip of coffee. It proves I'm doing this in one take, not editing. Well, let's explore the suicide question this way. There's a suicide I always been fascinated with. You know who Tony Scott is? Famous film director, right? He did some big movies, Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop 2. He's got others. But so he had a house. He had famous friends. And he kills himself by jumping off a bridge in San Pedro. I think he was even set to direct Top Gun 2 when he killed himself. So actually, maybe that's something to do with it. That movie does not sound like a lot of fun to make. So maybe suicide was just his way of saying, I can't do another movie with jets. So it's death or doing Top Gun 2. He chooses death, jumps off the Vincent Thomas Bridge down in San Pedro. You ever been there? Actually, it's one of the weirdest places that you would think a film director would kill himself. It's busy. It's basically a freeway up on stilts. So this is what he heard all during his last moments. And it's a long way down to the water, so it works for being fatal. But you look around, it's just a big shipping area. There's giant cranes for moving shipping containers. It all comes to this spot. Jesus. And you always wondered how it would end, and now you're looking at it, looking right down at it, the water where you're gonna hit, just the ugly bit of water. There's not even pelicans using it. It's so boring down there. And that's my exit spot. That sounds like the name of a porno movie, actually. Let's be him on that bridge, looking down at the water. What would we think of? Let's be honest, it's probably this. Do I have any money left in the bank? Because we are not leaving a penny to anyone. It's ours. God damn it, we earned it with whatever crap job we needed to survive. Whatever amount is in there, we spend it having fun first. Wouldn't you? I mean, I know you're suicidal in this scenario, but you could do the fun things that don't require being happy at the start of it. Like cheeseburger. A few bites, you get into it. Cocaine, bowling, I don't know. So you don't jump, you get back in your car, and you go do all that fun stuff for a couple of weeks. Then there's no more money. You go back to the bridge, and now comes the big think. Just, am I really gonna do this? And you could think of reasons why death ain't so bad. I think of them every day. No more hassles, no more laundry, no more wondering what's for dinner, no more cars going down the street with the hip hop. All you have to do is lean forward and it's done. You'll be dropping. So looking down at the water, the switch in your head goes click. You can't suicide because you have not killed a jerk yet. We know we don't get to suicide until we take at least one jerk with us. That is the ticket price. So looking down at the water, the switch in your head goes click, and you see that jerk in your mind. That jerk gets to live, and you're doing the drop? No. Not until the police are chasing you for killing your jerk. Now, you may think that's a horrible qualifier, but isn't the jerk the one true evil there ever was? Hitler, jerk, Mao, jerk, Stalin, jerk. So up on that bridge, we look around and think, someday we might be back here after we kill a jerk, or two, or three, and then we'll jump like a high diver, and the cops will have chased us there, so we got their sirens, and then we take the dive laughing our ass off. Is suicide an option? Sure, but you gotta earn it. Everyone knows at least one total jerk. Right now, imagine that person in your head. Okay? Now say to yourself, that person does not get to live longer than me. Not a chance. Not a chance in hell. But we're just talking here. It's up to you. All right, thanks for listening. Nevergotfamous.com. See you on the other side.